Good evening, everyone. Welcome to church. I'm Shenny from Boing Boing, and hey! And I'm really, really happy to be here tonight for a number of reasons, one of which being that I'm alive. About a year ago, I was diagnosed with cancer, and there are some very special people in the room who helped me through that, and I'm thrilled to be here in a different context and seeing you guys all healthy and happy and talking about stuff other than chemotherapy and linear accelerators. On February 1st, 2010, I was gathering up interesting and weird stuff to blog on Boing Boing, and I was going through my inbox, and there was a friend of mine in New York who sent me a link to a music video by a band I'd never heard of out of South Africa. I watched the video. The friend was Clayton Cubitt in New York. I watched the video and I thought it contained something distinct. It was like something of a vibe, an aesthetic, a culture that I'd never really felt. I mean, I sort of knew what South Africa was, I thought, but I'd never heard the word Zef. I didn't know they had rednecks there and that the rednecks were like these space albino fairies, with like inbred in-laws. It was just the weirdest thing. So I blogged it. And more videos and more interesting little tidbits about who they were came to us, and I continued to write about them, and the rest of the world saw exactly what I did, that they were doing something that was really different, and that it wasn't just like pop music. It was art. It was something truly different, truly distinct. And Antwoord became a viral hit. They ended up with a contract with Interscope, and as you all know, they ended up leaving Interscope in a flaming ball of nuclear awesomeness and became independent in a way that I think is fascinating and trailblazing, and that story is still unfolding. But tonight, we're all here for a video marathon, and Ninja and Yolandi are here, and what we're going to do tonight is watch each video and then go back, and Ninja and Yolandi are basically going to do like a live director's cut for us and talk us through what the hell is happening in each of these videos and what the creative process was and who some of the people were that they collaborated with. And I'm so excited to introduce to you Ninja and Yolandi Visser from Antwoord.
Hi, I'm Ninja. Thanks for coming. This is a real special occasion. We've never done something like so like sweet and small and intimate like this. So I've been rapping since the olden days, like forever and ever and ever. So when I was like 13, I was just I went to school and all that stuff, and it was just like rap music and comic books and da-da-da-da. And a long story short, I was trying to get my style happening. I didn't know what, I was experimenting all the time. I started with NWA, I was listening to Beastie Boys and all that stuff. I was just in this rap thing because I was in this little, in the bottom of South Africa when, the NWA came into a tape, and then Beastie Boys came, and then all the stuff came that that was the most important thing in the world to me. And then rap used to be cool then, it was, and then like there was a whole bunch of shit going on, and I felt like I was part of a gang, like that I was proud of, and then I was like, fuck this gang. At a certain stage, and started just experimenting till about, I think 10 years ago I met the preacher's daughter. Yolandi's dad is a priest. And then we started messing around with music, also like super experimental stuff, just trying to find a style but South Africa is so, it's amazing, and it's also like completely, we come to America, it's very singular. Go to Germany, it's very singular. Everyone speaks German. America, everyone speaks English. South Africa is like 11 different national languages, official languages, and then that gets divided into something else. So there's all these different things, and we started, while we were messing around with this music, we were trying to find out what the fuck should we rap. Like South Africa, it's this really broken, spread out thing. And then while we were trying to work this out, like I knocked the preacher's daughter up by accident. And we still hadn't got the shit right. And I think 5 years ago, we, I was, South Africa's wild style. There's like 42 murders a day, and it's like my dad got popped, and my little brother hung himself, and I was like, my mom started working as a maid, because it was just kind of like the spot. And then now I've got a bun in the oven, and we're thinking, Jesus Christ, how it's like it's 2000 and something now. Rap sucks. Or there's still some, here, it's not like this big, fat, aggressive, punk-ass thing that it used to be. And we were just in this little bubble, and then I was always experimenting with these different, like, personalities, and then Yolandi suggested this very important thing. She says, why don't you fuck around with a new personality that's your future self, some sort of hyper entity. And then we started fucking with this ninja thing, and I started fucking around with this guy. It wasn't me, it was something else. And I started working on, and all of a sudden I discovered that this guy ninja was more me than me, if that makes any sense. I was like, fuck that guy. And I started, and I kind of, at first there was this thing I was experimenting with, and we were fucking with the Zeph thing, which is not, there's no Zeph culture, there's no Zeph. Zeph is a diss. In South Africa, Zeph's like this fucking guy Zeph. And we started fucking around with that thing and sticking these things that don't stick together to create the style. And then it was first this experimental thing that I started to become. And then, me and we were always asking for favors from people, asking, needing, and then the Antwoord, when we do shows, these like weird fucking experimental shows, and the thing about the shows was that we were always at the mercy of everyone's, because we're doing this like experimental weird shit. We were always, when we had this weird thing that we were doing this one show, we noticed that people's attention spans were like, when you're in a band, you're performing in front of everyone, so you hope to God they're gonna watch. And they're gonna pay attention to your lyrics and your vibe and everything. But with the Antwoord, we found a style that it doesn't matter if anyone's watching or not, because it's a fucking attack. And the worst thing you can do is come into the same room as us and not fucking get into it, because it gets aggressive. It's just we had, I think we had like 3 bad shows. The one was like I was fucking body slamming people, and I slapped someone through the face once. It was just like, why are you here? And then we fucking opened for Linkin Park in front of like 40,000 Germans. That went really, really like wrong. But we just did an encore. We forced us, anyway. So we just reached the stage where we found this music that it doesn't need any. We're in a bubble, and it's at a medical that people dig this stuff. But we also reached the stage where we thought, fuck, we can't. No one's doing anything for us. So we just started doing all these videos ourselves. We've done everything ourselves. Even when we signed to Interscope, they didn't. The Interscope didn't. No offense, I know it's just a dying fucking industry because of the. It's just the future now. It's not our fault. It's just like no one buys fucking music anymore. It's like selling ice to Eskimos. So the thing is, when we got signed to Interscope, no one did anything. They didn't know what they had signed. I don't know if you've seen that movie District 9.
Yeah.
They were like the humans who had picked up this alien fucking weapon, and they were like, how does this fucking thing work? And then we thought that wasn't meant to be that relationship. So this is what we've done of it. We just made I think we made 10 music videos that me and Yolandi created, kind of directed together. We had some technical guys come in and helping us, but we're just kind of the bosses of the game. So maybe Yolandi, you want to say hi? So I'm talking my ass off.
Hi. So the first time. in South Africa, the first artist that truly blew me away, that made something in South Africa, South African art, his name's Roger Ballin, and he takes black and white photos, and his photos just blew my fucking mind. And the first day I saw it, I just said to Ninja, like, I was obsessed, and I wrote to him, and he wrote back, and I was like, fuck, everything about his pictures, I was like, I want to make rap music like this. Like, I want to bring these pictures to life. So our first video was like, we created a background with Mr. Ballin, and we just drew graffiti on it, and we rapped in front of it, and that's where it started. So that's what you
This is
can
our
see
first
that
video.
now.
It's like wat pomp.
It's
Yeah,
called wat pomp.
It means what's pumping.
And it's very raw.
It's
and
pretty shit,
yeah.
but we dig it. Yeah.
Cell phones off, everybody.
Ninja.
I think that was the first time that I'd ever seen a band rap in Afrikaans. But it was Afrikaans with lots of other, it's like pigeon alien language thrown in there too.
It sounds stupid.
All right, so the next video that we're going to show is the video that we first discovered on Boing Boing, Zeph's Side, Beat Boy. And I think for many of you, this was the first introduction.
Yeah.
Yeah?
I was just thinking about, can you all hear me at the back? Yeah. I was thinking a better thing instead of talking over the thing. I thought it would be quite cool to just introduce each video and play it. Otherwise, it'd be a bit retarded. I think I'm going to No, let me speak something like this. Oh, yeah, that's better. Okay. So this next, what is the Zeph side now? Eh?
Zeph's next, yeah.
So with the Zeph side video, this actually, it was weird. We made Enter the Ninja first. We spent a year making Enter the Ninja because we were like this getting favors. Oh yeah, we shot the thing and then no one wanted to edit it. So we kind of, I think we...
You shot it in 2009, right?
No, 2000 and
Yeah, 2009.
yeah, in the beginning of 2009.
Beginning of 2009, and it
for
came out in
1 year.
2000. And then everyone was too busy to edit it. So then someone edited 6 months after we shot it. This is Enter the Ninja, did it, and a year later we decided, fuck, let's just try, and we like worked out how to edit, and we edited it ourselves. But then before then, but that was Enter the Ninja. But then Zeph's Side, that came out first, like a few days before Enter the Ninja, and there was a friend of ours was doing like we had been working on like this little movie, like a short film, which we've been messing with this idea, and he wanted to. This guy was trying to get his portfolio together, and we made this little thing called Zeph Side, which was like we made like a little short film thing. That was
and Zeph Side's, it's more like the style of the Antwoord. Like we finally found our cartoon style. Like it's nice and cartoon. It's like Napoleon Dynamite meets Gummo, and it was like, oh fuck, that's like fresh. The video before that you just saw it, like you can see we hadn't totally worked it out yet. It was like raw and dirty and nasty.
Yolandi was living on a farm with there's this weird little farm. No, there's a farm in Cape Town she's living with
in the
those
city, a little farm.
Those kids, those street kids.
There was 3 kids bouncing around in the
little
video.
black ninja kids.
So Zeph's Side that was more like a destination. It was like we found like a more cartoon, colorful style.
Yeah, and then this kid, Sean, we did the video together, and then we started doing it. And it was coming together quite nicely, and then he started like kind of, even when I get a bit irritated during Zeph's Side, I started getting a bit. He is a bit irritating. He's sweet now, but he kind of pissed us off, and we started like. At the end when I was saying fuck it, I was just thinking shit, this thing sucks, and then we kind of left it, and then they made
for
it.
some god known reason it
Everyone
blew up.
liked it, yeah.
I have no idea
We
why.
were like
We put
working
it
on
out.
Enter Ninja, but it's really cute,
It's
and then they showed
fresh.
it in the Guggenheim Museum.
Yeah.
Zeph's Side. The one that started it all for many of us. So that came out in February 2010, and that's when we first blogged it. Around the same time, Enter the Ninja, which Ninja was just explaining, also a song from their debut album, SOS, came out. And Enter the Ninja was, I think, really the video that cinched their viral fame. I checked the number of view counts earlier tonight, and it's like in the hundreds of millions when you add up all of the unauthorized uploads on different services. Like, just think about that. Hundreds of millions of people have seen that video that you just saw and the next one that you're about to see. Like, isn't it amazing? Hundreds of millions of people. You could populate a planet with people who have seen those videos. Yeah, it's me. It's me. I'm the super fan. I just watch them over and over again. So, yeah. Do you want to talk a little bit about Enter the Ninja?
Yeah. So then. Yeah, come help me. So I fuck up.
Come on.
No, I won't. So the Enter the Ninja. So we done that. Roger Ballin, that artist that Yolandi was like super obsessed with. Like she kind of made friends with him. It took like long, like about for 5 years. She was writing him like fangirl messages, like psycho fangirl messages, and then she met him. She like, and he like, he's this like super strange dude, and then she'd like go have dinner with him and stuff, and like speak with him about, just about himself. He's amazing. Yolandi said in this recent thing, he's like the weirdest guy she's ever met. Like me, also, he is like an animal out of the wild. He's like one of my favorite people on earth, but he's not with it in the best way ever. So when I finally, Yolandi asked if I could also meet him, like a year later, he said, okay, but then he needs to bring his assistant with. So, and then we all met, and then he didn't really register me for about a year and a half. He'd speak to Yolandi, which was cool. At least we got some stuff going. But we made friends with Roger, and he's like one of our favorite artists in the world. He's really like amazing. So we started using image in Roger Ballin. He takes these like black and white photographs, but then he's got this graffiti in the background, and it's tiny and like scratched on the walls, and it's like those like prison like stuff you see on the wall of a toilet when like, and that sort of stuff, and like prison drawings and like drawings done by children. And I started noticing, shit, all these drawings, he's done them over so many years, but there's a similar theme. And I noticed he's drawing a lot of the time. Roger's drawing all these little retarded graffiti on the wall. So we became friends with Roger and asked if we can blow those pictures, like turn those little scribbles that you have to look with, and you need the book. You can't just see it in his photographs. They're little tiny scratches, and we turned them into big graphic. And with the Enter the Ninja video, our friend Rob, he said he gave us I can paint the studio. And I remember one day we had this we had a show, and because we had no money ever for like the whole time we were doing this thing, we did Zefside, Enter Ninja, Vat Pomp. We had just like we've been living out. We had fleas in our and we were living in one room for like 10 years or something. Then we had a kid now, and then we had this one gig. We flew to do this gig in Pretoria. But we done the gig, and then on the gig was at 11 at night, okay? And then at 7 in the morning, I got the studio. So I had to paint the one wall black with all white graffiti, which I'd done on my own. And then I did the white wall. I had to paint that with black graffiti. And then we made a little bit. We did this I painted the whole set in a day, and I had to rush to go do the gig. And the next morning at 6, we shot Enter the Ninja for one day. And
yeah, and it's got our very
Leon.
special friend Leon in. Like you see him, he passed away, I think it was about a year ago. But like we started the Antwoord with him in the video. He used to open for us. He's actually a hip-hop DJ. And little Leon, he used to scratch and open for us when we used to do gigs. And so we said, do you want to be in the video? Do you want to rap? And he said, yeah.
He knew all the words to all our tracks.
He knew all the words. So you see Leon in the video, and you see the beginning of my rat cries, or my rats in the video. And you'll see them again later in the other videos.
Yeah, you'll notice in Enter Ninja there's about like 6 rats, but they got free during, and so there's like 23 rats in Evil Boy.
Yeah. So yeah, cool.
And then this is Enter the Ninja. So yeah.
It's amazing to watch these and see how you've evolved as people, but also just the aesthetic of the video. I can't wait to see everybody's reaction to the last one. So this next piece that we're going to see is Evil Boy. Did you see the toys out front? Did you see the limited edition figurines with the giant, dingus? Right. So there's some signed figurines out there. I don't know if there are any left. But Evil Boy was this really weird and interesting character that I think Ninja can probably explain a little bit more to us. But the video features a young man named Wanga. And the story behind this is something that you would never really get from just watching the video. Certainly not if you didn't have a familiarity with like South African indigenous culture. But there are just so many levels of meaning to this video. You want to come up and explain a little bit, you guys?
So after those videos, like when we made Enter the Ninja and Zeph side and we released it, and like no one watched it in South Africa. We got like I think like 500 hits, and then we released in Christmas of 2009. And we thought, oh fuck, it sucks. And then we took it off the net. And we thought, oh, it's because we dumb. We released, everyone's on holiday, that's why no one's watching it. And other people were releasing videos that were not that good and getting a
We didn't take it off.
No, we took it off in December, and then we put it on again. We thought, oh, let's just when everyone goes back. And then it was still like, and then all of a sudden this went fucking mental. And then we got, then Interscope phoned my fucking house. I was like, hello. I didn't even know what Interscope was. And I went and saw my Snoop Doggy Dogg CD, and I was like, oh, Interscope, fuck.
The Slim Shady CD had
Yeah,
the
and then it was all on. It was on the Dr. Dre CD. It was on everything. And we were like, Jesus Christ, how the fuck did you get my number? And then everyone fucking phoned. Like I got 5,000 emails in like 2 days. So I stopped looking at my computer. And then anyway, that whole fucking, then we flew here, went to Jimmy's house next door to Hugh's house, and everyone was being super nice to us, and we came to LA for the first time. Then we got introduced to David Lynch because CIA was trying to make us go there, and then we went to like Ari's place, and then it was all this like whole cycle fucking free. We didn't know anyone. I was like, who are you? He's like, I'm Ari. I was like, oh, Ari. And then, anyway, then we got this record deal.
We decided to sign with Interscope,
yeah, because they
they
sounded
had
cool.
all our favorite
they had, like,
artists.
They had like Snoop Dogg, they had like Eminem, they had like Marilyn Manson, they had like Trent Reznor, Tupac. We're like, whoa, Interscope's fucking...
Ninja, there was one moment that I remember you telling me about when you met Jimmy Iovine and that you squeezed his cheeks.
Yeah, because I said we had this little thing we wanted to do. We said we wanted, if we do the album, we were just testing the water out. We said we wanted to do this little skit called Uncle Jimmy. And then I said, and then we wanted Yolandi to go in and say, it was meant to be, yeah, it is. And we wanted Yolandi, so, I just went like this. I said, I went, and then apparently it doesn't do. Did you just squeeze Jimmy's cheek? And I was like, oh. But anyway, it doesn't matter. He was like, what are you doing? Anyway, so so when we
signed to Interscope.
We signed to Interscope, but we tested them first, because usually we got these like, we met all these two, we met like Michael Jackson's law firm, they also like Steve Jobs' law firm, and they used to represent those two dudes. And then they were like a lawyer, so we had this whole like, Jesus Christ, what the fuck's going on? So, but we told the lawyers like, listen, David, our lawyer's name is David. We're like, David, I was like, we don't give a and I wasn't joking. I just read this book, and I'm not even lying. It sounds like fucking I'm joking. I just read this book called How to Get Rich right before this. And I swear to Jesus, everyone's like, everyone's laughing at me because I was reading this book. And the one thing was about negotiating. I was like learning all this shit. My mom bought it for me. She was working as a maid for this rich guy in London, and she said, he wrote the book called How to Get Rich. Do you want to read it? I was like, yeah, Jesus, send it to me. And then one of the books was on negotiation, that you shouldn't, you shouldn't care if people, whatever, but you must generally not care if people like go for you or not. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna do that. And then we told the lawyers, like, dude, we don't care if we sign with any of these people at all. And they were like, well, that's great, Ninja. This gives us a good opportunity to create a new module for the record deal. So the normal record contract is like that thick, but then they just made this new remix fucking contract, was like this Bible. And right before we signed, we were like, dude, like, we want to do this video where, okay, can we do? Yeah, you can do whatever the fuck you want. You know, all the bombing, you know, whatever. We're not gonna tell you shit, son. Gonna be like that. And I was like, okay. So I'm gonna be rapping in the video. I'm gonna be rapping with like a fucking. I'm gonna have like a microphonic penis. And then they're like, yeah, whatever's crazy. Yeah, whatever. It's cool. Yeah, whatever. So I was like, okay, and then there's this and that, and I told them all the ideas, and I was like, you promise we can put that in the video? Yeah, sign fucking right there, sign on the dotted fucking line, man. So we kind of freaked out when we done this video. It was the first video we got time, we got money, but I think that, I don't say so. It's cool, but like it was just a fucking freak out because we
were just like so scared that people would think we're not cool anymore because we signed to a major label that we went psycho about making the most edgiest video ever.
Yeah, we just tried to like make the fuck this like the most ultimate.
We didn't know if it was maybe
the
just a little
just
bit too psycho.
Nothing. They were like.
They didn't say it was cool or anything. They said fuck all.
No, they said nothing.
They just put it out.
They had to put it out, yeah, and then.
And we made it with our friend Diplo.
Yeah, he made the beat, and then.
Yeah. So
and then Wanga. Oh yeah, this kid Wanga, who Yolandi stayed on this farm for. He's always like staying on this little farm with. And one of they like these street kids stayed there. It's in Cape Town. It's a weird little place in the city. Is this little farm right in the city, right next to the mountain. And one of the kids, Wanga. He is like, I'm sure a lot of you know the story. He just can't be, he said he had just been like fucked up, being like his all blue eye and stuff, whatever. And we said, what happened? It's a little black kid. And he said, no, he just went to the ghetto again. And we were like, yo, but we fucked up. He said, nah, you know, so long story. He was like, why did you get fucked up? Because, you know, you won't go to the bush. You won't go to the bush. So we're like, you won't go to the bush. What the fuck are you talking about? So he said, no, he has to go get circumcised. Like you get circumcised when you're like, when the Xhosas, it's spelled with an X, Xhosas, you get Zulus and Xhosas and Pedis. In the Xhosa tradition, you have to get circumcised, and then you become like a boy. From a boy, you become a man. You have to go into the bush for like a month, and you circumcise.
Like around the age of 17.
Yeah, when you circumcise, no anesthetic and no painkiller, and kids just die.
So
like,
we told him,
no,
no, you're not going. Like,
don't
no
go. And then I had this tattoo. This evil boy tattoo. And we were joking around, and I was like, I was like, why do you want, dude? Like, we quite like you. Like, maybe don't go to the bush, because like,
in case you die.
Who gives a fuck, dude? And he's like, I was like, what does it mean if you don't go to the bush? He's like, no, it means I'm not a man. So I was like, so what does that mean? He said, no, I can't speak to the other men then. So I was like, so am I a boy, Wanga? He's like, no, Ninja, you're a man. So I was like, so why are you fucking speaking to me? He said, nah, you're cool. So I said, cool, then fuck that shit. Just fucking evil boy for life. Don't fuck that shit. Like, don't you want, like, that's fucking mental. So we're like, don't you want, and we helped him. He doesn't rap or anything. We
helped him make the rap song about.
He told his little story, and we turned it into lyrics, and he just came into the studio and just
naturally.
Like, yeah, because he's black. It's black.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, and he just fucking killed it like one time. He's like so it was me, Wanga. We thought, let's put Wanga on, and this is the Evil Boy video. Yeah.
Where did the character come from? The Evil Boy character.
There was this. A prisoner with the tattooed on his stomach, like a very retarded evil boy, and I kind of
crude prison tat.
Yeah,
like,
it was like a shitty prison tat. I could hardly see what it was, and then I kind of made it a little bit more cuter. I redrew it, and then, yeah.
So, Evil Boy, I think, was the first video that really featured Yolandi as a central character, and this next video that we're about to see explodes that. Rich Bitch. Rich Bitch.
Yeah, the rich bitch. Yeah, because the reason the Antwoord, I think, well, I
think you should.
A little thing about rich bitch, yeah. So the thing, yeah, the reason, like, the Antwoord obviously blew up is because Yolandi's in the group. I'm like the kind of like, it's kind of like that. It's like kind of like Aqua. You know that group Aqua. Someone broke us down. We're like Aqua meets like Eminem. So I'm like the backup rave rapper guy. I got a back, and then Yolandi's like, you know, kind of pop. So we thought, shit, let's put Yolandi up front to do our own video. And then Yolandi she always used to hustle money when we didn't have cash, and then when she had like she'd get $100 or something and say like, which is actually like what's $100 like $2 to like $20 or something. Then she's like the rich bitch for the night, take everyone out for pizza.
So that was like my nickname, so we made a song about it, the rich bitch.
Yeah.
And yeah.
I think this is rich bitch.
So if you're paying attention, I think that's like the third or fourth incarnation of DJ High Tech in that video, and that fact plays an important role in the video that we're about to see next. I think next, I always have a problem pronouncing this, but fuck you Nias, which means in English, fuck you all. And I don't know why this ended up being the thing that the straw that broke the camel's back in your relationship with Interscope Records. Why would a video called Fuck You All cause problems with Interscope? I don't know. But it was also about, there was a specific word in here that people freaked out about, and there's an interesting story behind that too. Faggot.
So DJ High Tech's gay, in case you didn't know, so he's allowed to say faggot and it's fine. So we made this, and then we made this video. This was the first. That was the end of the first album.
SOS. Yeah.
SOS.
The Rich Bitch was the last video we made. Yeah.
And then we made. Then we went, and did our own thing. We never really listened to anything the label said, because they never ever made any sense or said anything like constructive. So we did everything. We did Tension just on our own in private. We didn't take any.
Yeah, we started recording our second album, Tension, and I guess we named it Tension, and it was Tension.
Yeah. And then we said this is our first single. It's called Fuck Your Nias, which means fuck all y'all. We want to do this as our first single. Here's the video. And they were like, you can't say this, and you can't, and that's not right. And we're like, no, this is everyone releases their first single to be like a pop single. We wanted a more like a fuck you single. That was like our style. And then everything started getting a bit pear-shaped with Interscope for some weird reason. And then they pulled the video off the net when we put it on. But whatever. And then this was at the end of the video. There's like a flip around where. So we shot this video with some. Everyone in this video is in jail. We caught them for a little brief interlude as they came out, because and they're all like, a lot of them are from rival gangs. There's these different gangs, so we had to get them. We had to shoot it kind of carefully that the first guys had to leave, and then we waited like 10 minutes and then let the other guys come, because they would have been messy if they were in the. Were they all happy with? They're all like probably like more friendly with each other now, because now they're all rapping in a South African hardcore like gangster video. The dudes in the video, most of them, most
of the video was shot in the Cape Flats in Cape Town, which is a coloured ghetto.
And coloured is not a derogatory word. In South Africa, it's like white, black, coloured. They're different. It's just different terms. And coloured as a style, they punch their front teeth out. In the Cape Flats, it's just none of them have front teeth. It's just to show that.
Not everyone is a gangster style.
Yeah, it's like to show how fucking hard you are. You just like.
To show how far you'll go.
So that was that. And at the end of this video, DJ High Tech has his rap debut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was about a year ago, November 2011, and right about then you divorced Interscope. Yeah. And right around the same time that this video came out, the trailer for Tension, for the album that this song was from, the trailer for Tension came out. Did that release before this video or after? It was in November. It was after. Yeah. Because you split from Interscope, then the trailer came out, and then this whole idea to just go kind of direct to fans on the internet happened.
Yeah, I think that the Yeah, I think the I think you freaky video. Even if I see that video, just that 4 kilo nice video we just watched now. I think that was like our first. The other videos are cute, they're cool, but that was for me. That was like the first proper fucking video where we found out like our up, like we were getting there, and it just feels like we came into ourselves properly. But we made this video called for I think you freaky. But we. Oh yeah, that was laughing. So we made the I think you freaky video. But it sucked. You haven't seen it. That's why. And then we shot it again. And then the only thing that I think we kept on shooting it, and it was having all this fucking shit with. We hadn't terminated yet, so we're still in the. We had this fucking huge tension. We finally split from Interscope and then shot another video. So the only thing that worked, we were shooting all this thing, but it was going through so much. There wasn't like a harmonic. Relationship between who we're giving our this video to. So in the end, only like we shot this whole like fucking psycho video that didn't work, but then only for I think you freaky. But then there was this we thought shit, and we found there's a few like 30 seconds where we turn into a short, tiny little film, which is this is I think you freaky. We used the song, but it's actually we just use it as like a little teaser for the attention. So that's what this little thing is now. The I think you freaky song, but it's featured on. This was the video that never came out. We turned it into a little thing, and that's featuring Yolandi and 16, and which is a little kid. A little daughter who's Yolandi like shapeshifts with her, and then you'll see it.
Attention trailer. Okay, so then on January 31st, 2012, right before the album dropped, this video came out. This is I Think You Freakies. So you saw sort of like a rough draft for what they were exploring with that video.
Yeah, so that's what I would say.
Maybe you want to talk a little bit about it, I Think You're Freaky, while he's setting it up?
Yeah.
So this kind of came full circle because this was our first collaboration with Roger Ballin. So it's kind of where the Antwoord started with Wat Pomp. You know the first black and white video we showed you. This like came all the way to the masterpiece we made with him, I Think You're Freaky. So here we go.
Smile Company in Japan. And it might be interesting for people to hear a little bit about how you went from going the traditional route with a record label to releasing your records directly on the internet with help from a Japanese toy company? Who you met through David Cho, if I remember correctly?
Dave, yeah. Did you come?
Yo, Dave.
Right. Probably just chilling quietly in the back.
Counting his millions.
So Dave introduced us to Good Smile. They helped us create the Evil Boy toys. We showed them the drawing and and then they helped us create the I Think You Freaky video. We did that together with them, and then we went from there. I think what's the next video?
We're gonna do Babies on Fire.
Yeah.
So with that, we wanted to start getting. We always like doing something new the whole time, but sticking in our zone, and we wanted to mess with more just the filmic stuff that we actually started in Zeph's side. We actually enjoyed that. We were always messing around on like a story, like a film, like a kind of based on ourselves and this, and then we wanted to have a real like filmic kind of feeling to it and go back to the Zeph side thing that we've been messing around with.
A more bubblegum pop video.
Yeah, so we wanted to. Also, Tony, our manager, said you need to do another video. And we were like, oh, geez, okay. And then, because we had another tour coming up, so we, how did we do that video with?
So we found this little hood in South Africa, in Joburg, where our friends live. It's called Fitas, and we asked everyone in the block if we can paint their little flats, if we can paint it pink, blue, green, yellow, and everyone was like, yeah, fuck, that would be so cool. And we just set the whole little video there, and we used everyone from the neighborhood to be in the video and all the little kids, so it was like a really good vibe. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's kind of
What
like
else do we do?
it's kind of like a remix of what we had in Zeph's side. We're messing with. We kind of remixed it into another kind of zone. But it's
Yeah.
you'll see they're very. I don't know. They've got a similar kind of thing to them. But
We just got better.
yeah, we just
I
got
think.
better at doing videos. Okay, so this is the Babies on Fire video.
So that video came out in June, and just a few weeks ago, the very last video of the evening came out, Fatty Boom Boom. I understand the grilled cheese truck outside actually made a sandwich called the Fatty Boom Boom. We're going to have to go try. The vegan cheese in honor of Yolandi is available. I think it's very clear when you see this video, if you haven't already before tonight, that it's their most ambitious, it's the tightest, it brings together all of these different threads that you've seen in the previous 9 videos that we watched tonight in a new kind of confident way. And this also was a collaboration between the band and Roger Ballin. Also Alexander Wang, the fashion designer. Would you like to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah. So has anyone seen the making of? Have you seen it? Has anyone who's not seen the making of? Oh, quite a lot. Okay, cool. So there's a we don't really have to say Fatty Boom Boom's a lot.
Yeah, we're not going to talk too much about it because straight afterwards we're going to screen the making of, and that
Fatty
basically
Boom Boom,
explains the whole video.
everything. Yeah, and we don't know. I don't know which one's better. We didn't want to do it, and then we had to do it on tour, the making of, and then it's like the best thing we've ever made. Well, I love it so much.
Yeah, so we watch the video, then we watch the making
had
of,
to
and then you
force
can tell
ourselves.
us which one you like more.
Yeah. Okay. So this is it, and then after that, so we're gonna play 2 videos in a row now. This is Fatty Boom Boom, and afterwards the making of Fatty Boom Boom. And then you know, yeah.
I think
So
we'll have time for a little bit of Q&A.
yeah, then we'll have a
afterwards.
bit of Q&A vibes. Okay.
What does Simonye mean?
Simonye is it's a South African kind of, what is it, like it's like our motto. The South African motto means we are one. It's Zulu. Simonye. That's the South African motto. Simonye.
So I think we have a few minutes for Q&A. Does anybody have any questions for Ninja and Yolandi? Okay, how about you over here? Speak up loudly and make it a question in the form of a question, if you would. Excellent.
So there's a lot of controversy with Lady Gaga, and thank you for dissing on her because she's just a big hack. But you guys also give a lot of shout-outs hidden in your lyrics to other great rap songs. And I was wondering if you guys ever get rappers calling you and like telling you they look up to you too. Like in Fatty Boom Boom, you're like, "Hi, my name is." Like, has anyone ever called you out on that? And like,
No, we don't really speak to anyone.
Yeah, we live in like the bottom of the southern tip. Like, I don't think Eminem is my number.
Yeah, we just kind of do our own thing, you know. There's raps. I've spoken to a few guys here and there in the mix, but we just kind of do our own thing, you know. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thanks a lot,
Cool.
boss.
Okay, next question right here. You, please. Yes. You.
Yeah, Ninja. Love the music, love the videos. I'm intrigued by the significance of some of your tattoos. I'm wondering if you could tell us about some of these, because those presumably mean more to you than anything. Since
Yeah, in South Africa, there's like I had a few tattoos, and then in South Africa there's a prison style of tattoo that you get, you do it yourself. So I started just doing. Actually, Yolandi got it first. I copied her.
We call them chappies.
Yeah, it means
It just means just doing them by hand,
yeah,
just poking it
you
by
make
hand.
it with So Yolandi wanted one, so I practiced on her. It's not that good. I wrote that first pretty wise, and then I asked if I can copy her, and then my friend did it on my neck, and then I started doing them all over myself. So yeah, they're kind of like rival prison gangs. It's like having Blood and Crips on the same person.
do they have any special meaning, like the?
Yeah, they're kind of straightforward. If you don't like funerals, don't kick sand in Ninja's face.
Ugly on the skin, lovely from within.
People like that one. Yeah.
Album titles on your body.
Yeah, Tension, so don't forget, it's the name of our album. Called Tension.
SAS on the back.
That's
That
SOS.
one.
That means we called it SOS because it was like a whole thing. It was like the balance of passion and power, because you need like kind of passion, you know, to do stuff, and you need power comes from money. So we made like this passion. We kind of just mess, and then but then you need balance. So we had like a snake, which is like the kind of passion, and then the it's kind of a weird tussle. It's just like kind of always tension between those two things of the passion comes from loving what you do, and the power comes from money to do like things, putting them in. So there's always that we kind of always like there's a tension to keep that thing balanced, because if you have a lot of money and no passion, you're just fucking zombie dickhead. And then if you have a lot of you know, passion and no power, then you're a loser. That you like. So I ain't going out like that, yeah.
Okay, you're next.
Yeah, Yolandi, I love your hair so much. How long have you had that haircut, and have you ever seen kids have your same exact haircut as fans?
Yeah, I've seen many kids, and also Versace, their new campaign is they cut the hair like mine. But like you can see in Into the Ninja, I had my hair with the fringe, and then I hadn't shaved the sides off yet. So, like
that was a big deal.
yeah, that was a big deal. I was so scared to do it because I thought I was gonna cry. Because you know, a girl in her hair, like you don't just cut a girl's hair. So like Ninja said, let's just fucking do it,
Yeah,
and
I was
then
like
there
looking
it was.
at it, and I think, oh Jesus fucking, I just cut it, and then I was like, whew, it looks okay.
The day I stopped doing this is the day I stopped rapping. So yeah.
Okay, you back against the wall there? Yeah, go.
You mentioned all those words that mean so much to you in the last
Yeah.
piece, and I believe that you both are about goodness and peace and good stuff. And I believe that Lady Gaga is also about that very much. And I'm a fan of both of yours.
That's
And
good.
I was wondering
That's cool.
what you had against her, other than that she may represent Interscope to you, or?
Okay, this is, I wasn't gonna read this, but listen, yeah.
Okay, wait.
Okay, Yolanda needs to pee. I'm gonna go swim. So this is like, YouTube comments are fucking stupid usually, okay? They like the, but now and again, you get some good ones. Like my favorite one is like, well, there's a lot of favorite ones, but I don't really read them. But Vice said we have to do this YouTube thing. We have to like respond to comments. Like you get now, like even if you don't like the Antwoord, you like the Antwoord. That's like a good one. That was like my favorite one so far. Like, okay, so I read this and I was like, Jesus, I don't know anything about this, but this one dude went off and he wrote the 7-part thing, and I was like, oh my God, that is like the best thing I've ever read. But I have to get into it because I've never really been religious, but he quoted the Bible all over this fucking thing. So now I'm reading like it's okay. This is like YouTube comments. I didn't write this. This one dude called Tangur Agathamporis or something. I don't think it's his real name. Wrote this. Okay, so this kind of to answer your question, we got nothing against Lady Gaga. She's just doing her thing, but we're just doing our thing, and it's not, you can say what the fuck you want. Like, it's like, that's when Queen and the Beatles and there's been like Nirvana, and music used to be this rich, fertile, like fucking amazing thing, and it's just been it's got a little bit funny these days. So anyway, so check out this. This is like okay. So part one. This is part one.
So there's 7 parts.
Yeah, this, I think he's American. This video was totally next level. At first I was like, what the fuck is going on? But then I watched it a couple of times, and besides obviously saying fuck off to the music industry, I think they've got some seriously religious undertones that portray a cosmic battle between good and evil forces. On the front cover, the one on YouTube, Yolandi is standing in front of a mural that is titled Evil Thing, Part 2. The evil thing is Desmond Tutu holding a Bible that is shooting fire at this monster thing that has the heads of Lady Gaga, Kanye West, Pitbull, Nicki Minaj, and Akon shitting on the Black Eyed Peas. So what the fuck is going on here besides just saying fuck you to the corporate music industry? In the beginning, Ninja's chest is painted with the words chosen one, right? Maybe Christ. No, this is fucking wrong. Not sure, but maybe. And then you've got the lion eating Lady Gaga at the end. Part 3. This one I'm more certain about. So the Lion of Zion, Lion of Judah, that Bob Marley always sings about, is a direct reference to the house of Judah. The lion was basically the symbol for the tribe of Judah, Israelites, who both King David and Jesus were descendants of. So this might reinforce the chosen one argument. But then, who does Lady Gaga represent? I think the Antwoord is portraying her as the entire music industry, question mark, but theologically as the whore of Babylon. I didn't write this. Okay. Part 4. The whore of Babylon from the book of Revelations is described as Babylon the Great, the mother of prostitutes and abominations of the earth. Take the scene where Gaga gives birth to the locust, clearly the mother of an abomination. Revelation 18.4. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, "Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not her plagues." Plagues in Egypt were locusts. This is like, I was like, Jesus. Part 5. This 7, I'm nearly finished. Also important to consider other verses in the New Testament. The great whore sits upon many waters. Nations, peoples, see Revelation 7, represents the little horn, later day Babylon, that arises in Dan 7.8. The little horn speaks great things and blasphemes against the Lamb, Christ, and the chosen vessel. The mouth speaker of the Babylonian beast is one of the heads, or the great whore, great Christian nation America, of the 7 heads leading Christian nations that are upon the beast. Part 6. The head speaks great things against the truth and influences other heads and horns upon the beast. So if Lady Gaga represents the little horn or the mouth of Babylon with her other fellow Satanists that were speaking against the truth, it would seem that the little horn could very well deprave occult. That the little horn could very well be the depraved occult, corporate-driven music industry. Just think about all the little girls who look up to Lady Gaga and Nicki Minaj as fucking role models. So they listen to one of her songs like Bad Romance, which depicts Lady Gaga right away seeking a love that Gaga is seeking. The love that she's seeking is wrong and sick. She's a sex slave and apparently she likes it. She knows that the industry is ugly, but she still wants in. There's an obvious sense of sadomasochism, as she seems to know that this is love of success in the music industry will treat her, she says, as she seems to know that this love of success in the music industry would treat her badly, but she's game. So that was like I was like, jeez. That was, yeah. So the thing is, we got nothing against anyone, but we can say what we want, and anyone can say what they want back, and there's no like fucking crime that you can't, like, it's like, don't speak about any, I've heard, like, you can say what you want about anyone, I don't know, like, I think, yeah, I don't know. So I was like confused. I was like, Jesus, how's this smell? So I wrote to Matt from South Park, the guy, and I was like, what do you think about this? And he's like, he says, well, you guys are obviously smart, and, you know, people get that, and, you know, they read into things that maybe you were thinking about in your subconscious, and that's coming through, and something. So I don't really know. What is the question again about? I actually totally forgot. It was like
Why do you hate Gaga? Was basically
we
the
don't.
question.
Yeah, no, we don't hate Gaga. So what was the question again?
Well, I feel you are good people. She's a good person, and you can say what you want, and she can say what you want.
Yeah.
But she is a person, and she reached out to you, saying, you know, okay, enough, you know, trashing her.
Yeah, but the thing is, her music's, it's no offense, but like as in my little personal opinion, it's and it's like she's got a cool thing going in the fashion, and she's got a cool aesthetic thing, and I get it, or that thing, but it's not our taste, and so we just were like,
Okay. Should we move on to another question?
Whatever, man.
Yeah. Okay, you right here in the gold.
Oh, yeah. I just want to say that we're big fans of yours from the Dr. Susan Block show. Tasia introduced me to you, and we just love you. And we're sex therapists, and we just love the way that you integrate very erotic imagery with...
Is there a question?
What's the question? Yeah, sorry, the question.
Yes, as the lead up. The question is, where do you decide how far to go? How do you decide how far to go since you don't have masters from Interscope or anybody, or God or anybody? How do you decide?
We just have good intuition.
Well, you the therapist.
All right, back here, please.
Yeah, when I first saw Zev's side and Enter the Ninja, it was like within, back to back. And immediately I was like, I have to figure out if this is real or not, if these are personas or not. So I really researched your back history. I'm curious how you feel about Max Normal at this point and how that represents what you're doing today, or when people stumble upon that stuff.
Yeah, no, it's a good question. As I said in the introduction, I've been rapping forever and experimenting with all different characters and making up. I was very inspired by Cypress Hill for a long time. Then I couldn't stop rapping like them. I was just like a kind of stoner wannabe Cypress Hill guy. And then Cool Keith came. I don't know if you know the rapper Cool Keith. Do you know Cool Keith? Yeah. So Cool Keith, those got me off. Like Cypress, I worshipped them, and then Cool Keith was the first thing I couldn't stop sounding like Be Real. He was just like, I couldn't go beyond Be Real. I was learning to rap from other rappers, how you get into things. So the Cool Keith thing, he totally blew my brains open that you can rap about all this different shit. This was back in the day when the rap was interesting and you could do what you want and you could rap about whatever you want. And I started messing with a billion different characters. The Max Normal thing got some heat, and I was messing around, and Yolandi said to me at one stage, after all these different things I was messing with, she was like, why don't you rap about yourself? And I was like, okay, and I felt fucking boring. And she was like, why don't you rap about your future self? And then this ninja thing came into being, and that everything I called it the Antwoord, and it just sort of made sense. And it was this thing I was experimenting with, but I eventually kind of felt like I was becoming, and I became. So that's what we call it, the Antwoord. It's like the fucking answer. So it was like a little bit of a journey.
And the progression is obvious. You can see we got better.
All right, guys, I'm sorry, but that's all the time we have for questions. Thank you very
much for coming. That was very peachy.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.